Hello, everyone. The main idea on this panel is not to have a keynote and try to sell you anything on my company, on my product, but rather to have a conversation over this topic, which is if we need every staker to know how to run a validator, right? This is a kind of an interesting topic. Yeah, I would need that to change the slides. So the main idea on that is that, whenever you are talking about the staking and you go to different summits, you can find like people like debating about this, do you need to understand how to run it or not, and if you're doing it with a centralized exchange or if you're using a liquid staking protocol and so on. Sometimes you get like kind of people that is trying to like debate furiously about it. So my idea here is to have a kind of a conversation so we can like engage into like this kind of path to talk about it and see if we really need every staker to know about how to run a validator. So my first question, and we were hearing these guys from big protocols talking about different products on Ethereum and talking about like different launches they're having and so on, so on. And you need actually chain to process these kind of transactions. So what's your take on how what are the needs that we have in order for the chain to go where we have to take the chain? So do you have any takes on that? I mean, if I ask you, what do you think we need on Ethereum to go like for the next 100 million users that we need on the chain? What are the things that you think that we need? This is like a conversation. So jump in. I know that we have node operators, we have ETH stakers, we have custodians, we have lawyers. So I'm sure that you have takes on that. Anyone? Anyone here? No, not a lot of people. Like, man, Stakely eyes. They are from like the world. So yeah. First of all, do you think that we need to centralize the chain in order to growth, or you think that we have to decentralize the chain in order to keep it like from people on the people? What do you think? Sorry, decentralized, of course, right? So you have to decentralize, but how you onboard the next 100 million people on chain by decentralizing? It seems like kind of complicated. If you want to like onboard a lot of people, you may need some different like products that are easy to use. So are you using DeFi tools here? Raise your hands if you're using DeFi tools. DeFi. Do you find like it's easy to use a DeFi tool? Then it's smooth. It's smooth. Like connect the wallet, go for the product, look for the slippage, deposit. Right? Could be much better. So if it's understandable if we find someone that says, well, I don't care about DeFi, I don't care about my finance, I want someone to solve it. So I want the chain be decentralized, but at the same time, I want to have someone that takes cares about like this kind of technical stuff and security and so on. So in order to scale, what we need is a bit of centralization. And that's why, for example, in Ethereum, we find that 35% of the staking it's actually on centralized exchanges. So my takes are those two. What the chain needs in order to be like a chain that is successful as Ethereum, we need the chain to be decentralized. We need the change to scale. And the next take is, what does it mean to be decentralized? What do you think that means? Or what are the takes on being decentralized? Being decentralized means that you need, I don't know, uh, a lot of solo stakers. Does it mean that you have a lot of node operators? Does it mean that you have to have like different liquid staking protocols with a clear path towards how to decentralize on node operators? Do you need like restaking protocols that are counting on solo stakers? What is your take on that? What does it mean to be decentralized? Anyone? Engage with that. It's a conversation. I'm sure that my points here are worth nothing if you are not participating in that. So you need a lot of validators, right? A lot of validators. Actually, do you know how many validators Ethereum has? 10,000 validators on Ethereum. but way much more. Way much more. Stakely guy. I mean, he knows that. How many? Like more than 1 million, right? Near to 1.1 million. And the main point is that this 1.1 million, who is managing like 30% of these 1.1 million validators? Any take on how many operators are managing this 1.8 million? Like 30% of it, at least? Well, actually not 5, but around 10. So can we call that decentralized or not? Well, I mean, it depends, right? It depends. If you take, for example, the protocol, because when we're talking about decentralization, maybe you have like 10 operators managing a lot of funds and a lot of validators, but you're actually doing it on a no permissionless way. And that means that who controls the fund? Actually, the staker and the smart contracts. So as the smart contract is something that is built to work on a decentralized way, we can like understand that this kind of decentralized. But is it? I don't know. I don't have the answer. I just have questions. If you can hear expecting to have any answers, you will like get no answers, just questions. So the main point is that I mean we need actually kind to scale and to be decentralized. We need like institutional investments bringing the capital to grow. So in every business that we're looking into and every business, any industry, if you want the industry to scale, you need money. And who has the money? I mean, for sure, we have some whales here. I don't doubt it. But the money comes from investments, investors, VCs, and so on and so on. This is where the real money is. If we want Ethereum to go like growing quick and fast, we need this money. And this money, for sure, is not going to be decentralized money, right? It's going to be from these whales, these VCs, these people that has a lot of investments, a lot of interests into that, the ADFs and the restaking ADFs that we're talking in the last panel. So you need this money to grow. And by taking this money into the ecosystem, you know that we're not going to be decentralized. We're going to be like more centralized, but we will scale. And if we scale, we're just building these products that people use so we can have decentralized DeFi and you can use like this finance that you want to use on your daily basis and become like more independent. So to become more independent, you need some dependency on these whales and on this money that is brought into the ecosystem. But being decentralized mean that if someone is like taking the way and taking the rails on how to keep it kind of on the redundancy side and how to kind of make sure that Ethereum keeps working without no one like being capable of shutting down the network. So you want to like claim your rewards on Pendle or your on Eagle layer, your points or whatever. You need the chain to be like always stable and for someone to like make sure that that's happening. And then we can bring like community stakers as the ones pushing back so they can maintain the balance on the money that is getting in and in the like kind of way that we want Ethereum to work, which is on a decentralized way. So we have no clear answer here, but rather a balance, right? So what do you think that's in what do you think is the incentives for the solo stakers and community stakers to stake? Anyone here knows how much money a solo staker is making on a full validator yearly? I mean, for one full validator of Ethereum, which is like 32 ETH in 1 year, how much money these solo staker is earning? Whoa, 4.5%. Man, it was like 1 year ago. Right now it's like 2.9% APY. And that means that it's like $300 per year for one validator with more than 100,000 euros dollars. So that's I mean that's not much money, right? I mean it's like 30,000 $300 for one validator doing the job like staking with the risk of slashing and so on so on. So what do you think it's like the motivation for these people to keep staking? I mean, solo stakers are the two heroes here. But what I mean, what do you think is coming in their minds when talking about solo staking? I mean, do we have any solo staker here? What's your take? I mean, why are you doing that, man? $300.
And like it already from text perspective, it was already done. Like I should have already just given it to somebody else. So I think in the future, right after restaking, basically solo stakers are kind of dead. It doesn't make sense. You are not going to run even more chains. So yeah, I feel Ethereum is going to be Solana like decentralized in the end, if that
So
is the
you're
vision.
so you're feeling that, I mean, still you're doing that. I mean, you're like solo staker.
Yeah, I'm still doing that, but I'm questioning like why I ever started. Right, I also do it at my job, so it's like kind of easy for me, but like I'm definitely the exception.
Well, actually, 1% of the network is solo stakers. So we have a 1% of the network being like the community shield against like decentralization. So you shouldn't give up, because if you give up, I mean, we have a problem there. So what what can we do? What can we do for him to keep validating on Ethereum? That's the main question. So if we want our CDOs here, hey, what can we do? Sorry, man. What can we do if we want to keep like him validating on Ethereum, because solo stakers are the one like calling the shots on how Ethereum is evolving. The other day, I just one thought. I was yesterday at the DBT Summit with SSB DBT Summit, and it was quite interesting. As one person, I won't tell the name, but one person was on a panel talking about like this kind of incentives in structure for solo stakers, and someone says, well, what should the foundation change about this kind of incentive structure so solo stakers can keep validating? And he told something interesting. It was, fuck Ethereum Foundation. Ethereum are solo stakers. We are the owners of Ethereum, not Ethereum Foundation. That was a good take. So you were about to tell something?
Like I don't know, there were some random airdrops like I remember over the last years, but I don't think this is a sustainable model. And the problem is also that people will just Sybil this again, right? Everybody will pretend now to be a solo staker. Metrics will go up. Like 10% will be solo stakers, but it's just Lido in the background or all nodes or whatever. Because you can spoof everything, right? You can spoof the IPs. You can throw it in from a different wallet. You don't need to.
And actually, that's the thing. That's the next. Wait, something happened here. It should be like this, but something happened. Yeah, you have the mic, so you have to talk all the way around. So we have like three different like stakers mindset. We have the ones that go to the central exchange. They say, well, I don't care about like these kind of technical issues, and I just want to like go for a click stake. I don't want to take time on like looking into it. So 30%, 35% of the people is like trusting these centralized exchanges so they can stake, and that's okay. I mean, they just are the ones with money that want to like not have trouble. They don't want to have trouble with anything, so just go for it. Then you have like those ones with technical knowledge, some DeFi guys here, like you, that say, well, I want to have like some staking. I go to Lido or I go to Stader or liquid staking protocol so I can stake there. I get this derivative token and then I have this token and do some decent things, and that's okay. I get points and more points, and then loop it and so on, so on. 35% of the people. And then you have like those with like the technical knowledge, which are like solo stickers. It's supposed to be like 1%, sorry, 1% of these people that are doing the solo staking, that they have like the knowledge, but they don't have the capital requirements, which is 32 ETH, even though you have solutions such as Lido CCM, there's with 1 ETH, you can stake and so on, so on. But still, with Lido CCM, you're going to take like only about like 12 bucks per month, something like that, on your ETH staking on a validator. So I mean, not great incentive for solo stakers. So yeah, that's actually quite interesting to see how the balance is moving towards like we have to scale, we need this money, but then we're like not incentivizing enough the solo stakers, so we can make sure that those stakers are actually like pushing forward for the network to be decentralized and to grow, right? So actually, who set the piece here? I mean, who are the ones trying to like push forward the network? So solo stakers, right? Contributors. So these people is the one like pushing forward for the network. So if I want to, I mean, do you have any people here who is not a techie guy? For example, I don't know, committee officer, lawyers, something like that. I know we have a lawyer because he's our lawyer, but do we have someone on the crowd? So yeah, yeah, you can give the mic to him. I will ask some questions to him. So there's this solution which is called Tabnode, for example, in which you just buy the hardware, you have the software inside, you just put like your ETH, one ETH. You put like one ETH there, and you start like validating for Ethereum with Lido CCM. You have one ETH for sure. I know that you have it with Ethernodes. Good for you. Uh, would you feel comfortable like running your own validator with Tabnodes?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, right? It's like, what the fucking hell is that? Like, Tabnodes, what's Tabnodes, right? What's a validator? So yeah, even for these people that, I mean, they know what Ethereum, they know about the ecosystem, they know about what's happening there. For them, it's complicated to think about like how to move forward to become a solo staker in terms of like the easiest way. I mean, if you want, I was speaking with this guy, with the CEO, with Lansky from Dapnotes, and I told him we should like take our lawyer, put it in a room, record that, and see if he's capable of launching a Dapnode with a validator inside with one ETH on Lido CCM. And I'm sure that he will struggle. I mean, because that's not his field. He's not supposed to do that, right? So the main point is that as contributors and solo stakers are like making the piece here, we're moving forward because of them. We need like these kind of investors that have no idea on how to do anything, but they have the money. So they want to say, well, let's go for it. Let's go to take like the time to stake the tokens with someone that could solve the issue for us. And that's him. So to conclude, I have no idea about the timing. We're good. We're out of time. So sorry about that. So to conclude, everyone brings its own value to the growth of the ecosystem, and all contributors matter. So cheers for that guy who is solo staking. Big applause for him. Keep it going there. A big applause for the guy who has no fucking idea on how to stake. Thanks for contributing with your money. So ethernodes.com.io. So thank you.